Here we are. Hello everyone, beeps and boops, lollipops, extraterrestrial life, wherever you are in the world. Welcome once again, and we are here for the fourth part of this 100% run of Final Fantasy X, starting today in Guadosalam. We're gonna go all the way to Macalania, fight Seymour, and with a little bit of luck, maybe reach Bavel this evening. So here we are. We're starting Guadosalam and starting with Machem teaching us about the Far Plane and the Fireflies. It's gonna be a good one.
Understood it more fully. The owl bed have a theory, you know.
Guadosalam being one of probably one of my favorite places in the game because of the Far Plane. I have to say, would be nice, you know, if there is an afterlife, have something like the Far Plane where we are all going to, and you know, we never know. We don't never know what happens after death, but that would be cool.
Or maybe not. Who knows? And that, as they say,
so Machem finished talking to us about the Far Plane. Let's hear about the Fireflies. I always liked talking to this guy in Final Fantasy X because, like, you can learn a lot about the universe of the game through him, and I always found that interesting that the developers took the time to put this extra effort just to make the game more interesting. So yeah, this guy, really cool one.
And that, as they say, is that.
Right, so let's check, is there anything interesting to buy at the... Whoops, no, that was not the shop, that was the inn. My fault here, my mistake. We have Shelinda here that we can speak to.
Oh, how very you, Sir Guardian.
So another little cutscene here, learning more about...
He's young, but he deserves our respect.
Yeah, learning more about Seymour. So now let's go to explore Guadosalam. So we arrived here during the last stream, so let's go through every places, get every treasure chest, and then we can head into Seymour's palace and see what he wants from us. So which place is this? I think is there a treasure chest around here? No, there is. No, there is not. There's nothing in here, I think. So let's go on to the next. This one here. This is the proper shop. So we've got this guy here selling stuff.
Oh.
Right. Got anything? So what about weapons? Anything interesting, my friend? No. Yeah, for Riku, this is useful for now. And everything about lightning ward, lightning proof, of course, since we are heading to the Thunder Plane right after. And funny enough, this guy here is selling the exact same stuff that Owaka the 23rd here is selling, but for more expensive price. So that is a nice touch to the game that, you know, just if there's multiple shop, check each and every one of them before making your purchase, and that might save you money. Here there is a treasure chest, right? Nope, not right there, but I know there's... I can see it now, right there. We get then 3,000 gil. We're gonna take that. We will need money later in the game. And is there one more place to check? No, if we climb, we go to the Far Plane. There's a chest here. And now we can go into Seymour's place and see what he wants. Mr. Seymour. We don't know much about him just yet. It's
These are the past leaders of the Guado.
he looks
They all
evil,
look
that's
the
for sure.
same.
But so far he's
Mr.
helped
Seymour
us a lot.
doesn't look like them, no.
Don't you know? The last leader,
So all the past
Maester Jiskel,
leaders of the
wed
Guado.
a human woman. She was
And yeah.
Seymour's mother.
Funny thing there. Well, this makes me think that at the beginning of the game at
The last
Bash
leader,
Temple, when
Maester Jiskel,
Titus
wed a
is
human woman.
laying
She
down,
was Seymour.
and you don't really know what is gonna happen to him before Riku
This
meets
way,
him.
please.
There's some stuff written around Titus, and because we know that Bash Temple is where you get anima, we know that Seymour has been there. Actually, what is written on the floor is in the Spira alphabet. It says
I will go inform Lord
Jiskel,
Seymour. Please
Guado,
wait here.
dead, if I'm right. Or Jiskel, Guadosalam, something like that.
Stay on your guard. Why? This guy's just a priest, right? Those with power use that power.
So here
Maesters have
everyone
power.
is
Wait. You sure you don't have something
dubious
against Yevon?
about what Seymour plans
I
are.
lived a long time in Xanarkand.
And Auron obviously knows a lot more than each and every one of us.
There's no temple here in Guadosalam, see? Summoners usually just pass through on their way elsewhere. What?
I didn't even ask a question and you're explaining things.
You'd rather I say nothing, then?
No. Maybe you finally believe I don't know anything about Spira.
That might be the case.
And maybe that means you believe me about Xanarkand too?
Well, there are many things I do not know. Your Xanarkand is one of those things. I suppose I can't say what I think, either way.
True,
Still,
but
be careful.
yeah,
You
she
shouldn't
too
tell
wants
other
to be
people.
careful about
Yeah, I know.
what Seymour might want. So who else can we talk to? What kind of thing special coming from him? Is there is no cutscene with
What
Yuna
could it be?
just yet.
Oh.
So let's move here, I believe. No, not yet. There's someone else to talk to. Or is there? No.
I
What?
get the feeling he called us up here for more than just dinner.
Yeah, I think I need to speak with everyone. There you go. Yeah, need to speak with a few people at the very least. So, Seymour's gonna get here. It's gonna get awkward.
Truly, it is good to have guests again. Since Lord Jiskel passed away,
Yep,
these
Lord Jiskel
halls
passed
have been
away
too quiet.
earlier,
The death of Lord Jiskel was
just before
a great
the
loss for all of Spira.
Blitzball tournament.
Was this Maester Jiskel really such a great guy?
And yes, Jiskel was a
Brought the
great guy
teachings of
because
Yevon to the
he
Guado. He was
he made
truly
the
a
Guado and the
great
humans
man.
closer together
Truly a loss for us
with
all.
an inter-race marriage. Help a lot
Now,
foster
new
relationships
leader,
between
Lord
two
Seymour
little
has come
species.
before us. Lord Seymour is the child of a Guado and a human. He will be the tie that binds our two races together.
just as
That
he
is
said.
not
See,
all, I think. Lord Seymour, he will surely become the shining star that lights the way for all the peoples of Spira.
That is enough trouble. Must I always endure such praise?
is he being humble? Is he hiding his game? But here he is, Lord Seymour.
Welcome.
You wanted to see me?
Please make
Doesn't
yourselves
look
at
like
home.
a friend, honestly.
There's no rush.
Never did.
Please keep this short. Yuna must rush.
And Auron is right. Yuna must
It's
rush
been a
because
long
she
time
needs
since
to
I had
defeat
guests.
Sin.
Lady Yuna, this way.
So we're gonna see something pretty cool. Definitely one of my favorite cutscene in the game, where we are gonna see once again Zanarkand. Actually, seeing the galaxies and the planets like that, you're gonna wonder, like, is it only the Fireflies act? You know, are the Fireflies involved in the whole
This
universe?
sphere is a reconstruction created from the thoughts of the dead
Yep.
that wander the far.
Created from the thoughts of the dead, and since the dead contains people that lived in the old Zanarkand, that's why we are able to see this. And Titus,
Zanarkand?
of course, can recognize it.
Zanarkand, as it looked 1,000 years ago.
That is the great Machina city, the great metropolis,
The
Zanarkand,
great and wondrous Machina city, Zanarkand.
home
She once
of
lived in
Lady
this metropolis.
Yunalesca,
She who?
which we are gonna see in just about a moment. So the first glimpse at the first ever person to defeat Sin.
Lady Yunalesca.
She was the first person to defeat sin and save the world from its ravages.
Yep.
And you have inherited her name.
It was my father who named me.
Lord Braska was entrusting you with a great task. He wanted you to face sin, as Lady Yunalesca did.
And
However, Lady
we are
Yunalesca
gonna see
did not save the world alone. To defeat the undefeatable
Lord
sin,
Zayon,
it took an
who
unbreakable
helped
bond of love.
Lady
Of the
Yunalesca
kind that
defeat
binds
Sin,
two
and
hearts for eternity.
you know, knowing what it means, what you need to defeat Sin. This is where Seymour's plan will slowly come in place. So now we are gonna head back to the manor, and things are gonna get awkward between Seymour and everyone else, especially Yuna. Right this moment. You know, once again, seeing that the whole game, from start to finish, holds itself together. The ending is tied to everything else, as Seymour knows what Yuna must do in order to vanquish Sin the usual way. And Seymour wants to become Sin in the place of Sir Jack. And by doing so, he will wreak havoc across Spira. That is why he's making this proposal to Yuna, because, well, that's one way of creating a bond between you and between the summoner and the final Aeon. So
He asked me to marry him.
You serious? Hey!
You know what Yuna must do.
Of course. Lady Yuna
and he's being enigmatic
summoners
here.
are charged with bringing peace to Spira.
Oren
But this means
properly
more than
knows
just
what this
defeating
means.
sin.
No one else does,
She must ease
except
the suffering
Seymour, of course.
of all Spira. She must be a leader for the people. I proposed to Lady Yuna as a maester of Yevon.
Spira is no playhouse. A moment's diversion may amuse an audience, but it changes nothing.
Even so, the actors must play their parts.
That is right, though. If If Spira is happy for
There's
a
no
while,
need to
that
answer
could
right
help.
away. Please.
Just at
think it over.
least ease the suffering that we have right now.
We will do so then. We leave.
Lady Yuna, I await your favorable reply.
Trying to manipulate her.
Why are you still here, sir? I beg your pardon. We Guado are keen to the scent of the far plane.
What does he mean? Alright, let's leave the palace and talk to people, see what happens. First, the huddle here.
Yuna, the High Summoner's
Questioning.
daughter. Seymour, the leader of the Guado. Married in the name of Yevon. Overcoming the barriers
That
of
will
race.
also be
It
similar
would
to
give
what
Spira something
Jiskel
cheery to talk
and
about for a change.
his wife did.
Sounds just like a passing daydream, like Oren says.
Come on, let's just get on with the pilgrimage. I mean, marriage?
Jealous?
Maybe.
What? No way.
Nah, maybe he
We
is.
gotta defeat sin. Romance can wait.
Yeah.
You sure picked a fine time to lay this one on us.
Maybe it is a fine time.
You serious?
What does she
If
mean?
my getting married would help Spira, if it would make people happy, if I could do that for people, maybe I should
Of
do
course.
what I can. I never
Summoner.
imagined
So summoner
doing anything
could
like this, but I won't
do
answer
something like
till
that,
I
but
know what's
priority
right.
should be the pilgrimage.
Seriously?
You could always just quit your pilgrimage and get married.
I will. Go on. I'm sure that Lord Seymour will understand.
I guess so.
Yep, Riku
I
being
am
in
a
Alved,
summoner.
she wants
I
Yuna
must
to quit
fight
her
and
pilgrimage.
defeat sin.
Like Braska before you.
I had to stop myself from shouting. What's there to think about?
I'm going
There's
to
a
the
lot
far
to
plane.
think about,
I'm
but
going to see my
Titus
father and
doesn't
think on
know
this.
Go on. We'll
much
be
about
right
Spira,
behind you.
so he cannot really understand
I wondered why
what is
none
going
of the
on
others
here.
ever asked Yuna. Do you love Seymour? Do you even like him?
That's a fair question, my friend. So let's go around and talk to other people. So who do we have? Here we're gonna see. No, not yet. Right, we need to go to the far plane before we get another cutscene. So let's head to the far plane, which is also pretty cool. Everything happening in Guadosalam is pretty cool in general. So this tunnel is intriguing. And here we are.
Question about this far plane. When somebody dies, a summoner sends them to the far plane, right? So their souls, or whatever they are.
That would be cool if we had something
they go
like
to the
this,
far plane,
like
right?
in the
That's
afterlife.
the far plane we're going to, right? And Yuna's old man's there too? Do dead people live there or something?
You'll see once you get there, but knowing that dead people may become fiends, that fireflies are involved, it's normal to see ghosts and
You
monsters
thinking
around
those
here.
funny thoughts again, yeah? You'll see once we get there.
So let's go. And two people are staying behind.
Aren't you coming?
I do not belong there.
Oren knows that
Mhm.
weird stuff could
scared.
happen if
Searching the past
he
to
goes in
find the
there.
future. This is all that is there. I need it not. You'd better be going.
You're not really going to see the
So
dead.
if you're just joining,
like your
this
memories
is
of
part
them.
4 of a
People think of their
100%
relatives,
run of
and the
Final
fireflies
Fantasy
react
X.
to them. They take on the
So
form
first
of the
going
dead
through the
person.
main story,
An illusion, nothing else.
and then we'll go, of course,
Well,
through the
have
celestial
fun.
weapon,
What?
through
You're not going
the
either,
arena,
Riku?
through
I keep my memories inside.
pretty much everything there is to do in this
Memories
game,
are
all the
nice,
overdrives.
But that's all they are.
I know I'm forgetting something on the top of my head, but we are gonna complete this game 100%. Oh yeah, all the stats up to 255 and as much HP as possible, so completing the sphere grid. And yeah, say hi in the chat if you feel like it. Always nice to have other people joining. So here we are in the far plane, where you kind of a cemetery, but different. The fireflies reacting to people's thought, showing them in a ghosty physical form in front of us. And you know, this is, I don't know why we see like all this cloudy weather that is clearing up, and we never get to see that again after. It feels like, you know, the Farplane should not have proper weather, but whatever that means in Spira. Just neat to see how things are going over there. So yeah, you can see here Lord Braska with Yuna's mother.
Cool, but I couldn't stop thinking about Yuna. Her parents, they look so happy together.
Yep,
but it
they
got
sure
me
did.
Worried that maybe seeing them would make Yuna really consider Seymour's proposal.
You know, in all the times I've played this game, this is kind of a sad place to visit. There's some, I don't know, there's some emotions coming up. Like visiting the far plane, even though this is fictional,
looks a lot like you.
I always feel like thinking about people close to me who passed away, whether it's grandparents, relatives, whatever. Don't know if I'm alone there doing this. Let me know in the chat or in the comments. But yeah, every time I visit the far plane in Final Fantasy X, I cannot help but think about real life people who passed away and that I knew, that I was close to.
Focus more on what I have to do now.
Almost wish that we had something like this IRL.
Don't you mean that you should leave Chapu behind?
Of course, nowadays we have pictures and the videos and that stuff, but the far plane looks kind of cool.
How about Waka?
What, me? With Waka?
Yeah, you two get along great.
Getting along isn't enough.
Not even close.
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
You'd do well to remember that. Knowing a bit about women might come in handy someday.
Yeah, I'll remember.
I won't be forgetting either. Goodbye, Chapu. You always said I looked grumpy. But those were the happiest days of my life.
Yeah, we know about the relation between Lulu and Chapu. He was supposed to propose to Lulu.
So, Yuna?
I've decided.
Oh, really? That's good.
I remember when I was only 7 years old in Bavel that day. My father had defeated Sin, and the
so that
whole
would
town
be
was
10
out
years
in the
ago,
streets.
meaning that
Everyone
Yuna
was
is
laughing.
17 right
They
now.
all seemed so happy. If I defeated Sin, that
17.
would make everyone happy.
Pretty young for
Wouldn't it?
becoming a summoner, in my opinion.
I must do what everyone wants, not just what I want.
Let's go back. You gotta tell Seymour.
Before that, call Sir Jet. Give it a try.
But he will not appear.
Don't worry, he won't come.
And
Trying not
you
to
know, we
think
saw
about my old
Yuna's
man.
parent. Her
Made
mother
me
wasn't
think
all bad.
about him, of course.
See, told you.
He isn't here because he's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
He's Sin.
That means he's alive, you know.
What
Yep,
if my old
probably.
man really is Sin? What would I say to
But
Yuna?
again, if
to everybody in
no,
Spira.
the argument I was gonna
Why
make
should I have to
does not make
apologize for him
sense. It
anyway?
was Gonna say if he's a dream, maybe he won't appear in the far plane.
What makes you hate him so?
But we're gonna see his mother,
Everything
so
he does just makes
dreams
me
of the
mad.
fate can appear
It
in the
was
far
his
plane.
fault that me and my mother.
There she is. Tidus's mother.
Mom? It's her.
She's very
She
pretty.
passed away soon after Jack disappeared. She just kind of lost all her will to
Wait.
live.
No one ever performed the sending for her.
She must have accepted death while she was still alive.
Whoa there. That's my mother you're talking about.
Oh,
But I mean,
I'm
if
sorry.
she thought that Jack was dead and
It's
just
okay.
wanted to be back with him, she might have
think I
accepted
just
that
Figured
she
something
would
out.
die
What?
and join
Why
him.
I hate my old man.
So in good old
So I told him what I thought of him right there.
psychoanalysis terms, this is a castration process
course.
where your
I
father
suppose, but-
authority steals from you
Mommy!
the object of love, which in this
Just a
case
sec, dear.
is Tidus's
Whenever my
mother.
old man was around, my
There's a
mother
lot
wouldn't
to
even
do
look
with
at me.
psychoanalysis
Maybe that's
and
when I started
this
to
game.
resent him, even hate him. When he left us, Mom just lost her energy.
And then, yeah,
Is she alright?
Aaron joined
You get
If
shortly
she
after.
dies, I wouldn't know what to do.
Don't say Mom is gonna die.
I apologize.
The old lady next door told me, when a lovebird dies, the one left behind, it just gives up living so it can join its mate. It was just like that.
Pretty much what
I
happened
hated
to
my
her.
old man even more.
Which reason?
But really, my old man,
Mommy! Just a sec, dear.
So literally, Aaron came right after Braska defeated Sin. He's been there with Tidus for about 10 years. So, kind of a father figure
oh man,
for
I must
sorry,
sound so stupid.
for the last
I
10
don't
years.
think so.
How embarrassing.
Well, need some more time.
No. I'm ready.
Did I miss something?
That was cool. That was refreshing. So everyone getting back.
Thanks for waiting. I'll go give my answer to Maester Seymour.
So heading to
Lord Jisco!
oh,
Oh, Lord Jisco!
that is unusual. Like he has
He
a
does not
firefly can
belong
act,
here.
but how could someone
Why?
get
Yuna,
back from the far
send
plane or
him.
try to leave the far plane like that? That's highly unusual. But also, oh, something's happening to Aaron there. Were those fireflies around him?
Lord Jisco.
I've always wondered. We see a
He
lot
is
of
Lord
fireflies
Jisco no more. Send him now.
around Aaron at the moment. Are they just the regular far plane fireflies, or is something happening to Aaron? Because of course we know from playing farther in the game in the past. Well, if you've played the game, you know that Aaron is already dead. Spoiler.
Talk later. We leave now.
But yeah, and performing a sending close to Aaron could mean that
What was that just now? That really Lord Disco?
He wasn't sent, so he became a fiend,
could
right?
mean that yeah, he would also be sent.
I would think that he was sent once, but he stayed on Spira. Something.
So say hi in the
a
chat,
powerful
people.
emotion
Remember,
that
exclamation
has
mark
bound him to this world.
QOTD
Such things
for the
happen.
question of the
That's
day,
against the rules, isn't it?
related
It
to
means
what
he
we are gonna
died
do
an
today.
unclean death.
So we are back in Guadosalam, and Yuna is heading into Seymour's place to give her answer to the marriage proposal. And meanwhile, we are gonna talk with people
will
around
go.
town.
Meet with Maester Seymour.
You do that.
Yuna, Jisco is the Guado's problem, not yours.
Yes.
So Lulu, what do you think about Yuna getting married?
As long as the pilgrimage continues, either
As
way
a
is
guardian, that's all you can
That's
ask.
it? What if she doesn't even like the guy? Is that okay?
fine. People marry for many reasons.
What's that mean?
Sometimes marriage doesn't require love, you know? Defeat sin and bring
Yep.
joy to the people of
That's
Spira.
it. Spira is
Get
suffering,
married and
so
bring joy to the
anything
people
that
of
could bring
Spira.
joy to the people
For
of
Yuna,
Spira
they're
would
just two
help,
ways down the same
especially
road.
considering
All
the
you
end
need
game
is
where
determination.
we know that in
If you
normal
have that,
situation,
you don't need
Yuna will
love.
die after defeating Sin, so
I don't
it's
know.
not such a big deal
I
compared
just
to
don't
what
get
you would
it.
think if that was more of a normal scenario. Oops, there's nobody here. But yeah. And here we have Kamari.
Guado potion's good.
Some of the
I
few
saw before
words he
leaving.
says in the game. So who else can we talk to? We have Riku right here.
When we leave here, we have to go through the Thunder Plains next, you know?
Yep, it's Thunder Plane right after. Nobody to talk here. Who do we have down there? Another cutscene with Lulu.
Listen, if Yuna gets married, then
What?
Then what?
That again?
Yes. If she is to marry, I would want her to marry for love.
See?
But if Yuna said she wanted to marry the one she loves, I would have to object.
Huh? You're not making much sense.
I know.
That might be because, you know, in the end, knowing what's gonna
Lulu,
happen, that
I've talked
Titus
enough
is
about
gonna,
that.
not Titus, Yuna's gonna
What?
die. The
I'm
one she
sorry,
loves
just
will be
forget
left
about
in
it.
sorrow.
Jeez, grumpy.
You'll understand one of these days. I just don't want to give it words, not yet. I shouldn't have to say this, but don't fall in love with her.
What should I answer? I'll just go with okay.
That's fine then.
But in my opinion, it's already too late.
We leave as soon as Yuna returns. I trust you'll be ready.
Yep, we'll be ready to go to the far plane, to the Thunder Plane.
For a while there, I was a little worried about what was gonna happen, huh?
So can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
My, was the Lady Summoner not with you?
No, she's at Seymour's place.
That's
It's Lord
Maester
Seymour.
Or Lord Seymour.
Please be
Oh,
careful.
I'll be careful. Sorry.
That's all right. Oh, Maester Seymour left Guadosalam a short while ago.
You serious?
I believe he went to the temple in Macalania. Maester Seymour is also the high priest of that temple.
Makes sense since
Whoa,
Macalania
gotta
is
tell
close
the
to
others.
Guadosalam. Let's tell the others where Seymour has gone to. Yep, Seymour left Guadosalam, so there's no need for Yuna to stay here. We will be on our way. I honestly did not think it would
Look,
take
just go.
almost
Please, tell me.
40
What
minutes
can I do to help?
to go through
Yuna,
Guadosalam. I
let's
thought
go.
this was shorter. But again, we're gonna go through the Thunder Plane, then Macalania Wood, then the temple, then fight with Seymour, then reach Bicanel Island, and
They say Seymour went to
the
Macarena
old
Temple.
bed's home, and
Macalania
maybe,
Temple.
just maybe, Pavel.
Alright. What I don't get
But I
is,
think it's a
why would the
little
Lord
bit
Maester
far.
head off without a peep to anyone?
Maybe he wasn't expecting Yuna's answer so soon.
Ah, that's probably it.
Yuna, what is it?
Oh, nothing.
You're a poor liar.
It's true, it's nothing. Come on, let's go.
I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I thought that a poor liar meant something like